Yo, what is up guys? Solo cash tourneys are finally back with the brand new solo series starting tomorrow at the time of me making this video, where the winner will receive $15,000 in prize money. In this video, I'm going to share with you everything you need to know along with some strategies and tips to help you perform better and qualify through to the solo series finals. I will also be dropping weekly strategy videos on the solo series, so make sure if you do enjoy this video, please do drop a like and subscribe for much more content just like this. So starting off, part 1 of today's video is I'm going to cover everything you need to know about the solo series, as it is a brand new event to Fortnite. Now the first one of these cups will be happening on the 11th of September, so this is Thursday or tomorrow at the time of me uploading this video, and then from then on they're going to be running every Saturday from starting on September the 20th, and this is going to run for 5 weeks straight until the final on the 18th of September. Now these will be open to everyone providing that you have played the 14 tournaments in the last 180 days. If you do go onto the compete tab and the tournament is locked for you, that's because you haven't played 14 tournaments in the last 180 days, so you need to play ranked cups in order to get your tournaments up. You can check how many tournaments out of the 14 you have played on asarian.gg. I will leave the link in the description down below. Now the final of the solo series will occur on the 25th of October, where the top 100 players in each region will play for prize money, with every player that makes the finals guaranteed earnings on the major regions, where the winner on EU will receive $15,000. Now each player can play 6 weeks, but only 4 of these weeks will actually count towards the solo series finals, and these are going to be your best 4 performances across the weeks, and this is what will count. So therefore you can afford 2 bad weeks, as only 4 of the 6 weeks qualify you through, so effectively you could only play 4 weeks if you placed really well in those weeks and ignore 2 weeks where you played badly. Next up, I'm going to cover the tournament point format and also the point estimates that I think is going to be to qualify through to the solo series finals. Now in this, the format is the win is worth 60 points and every elimination is worth 2 points, therefore meaning that a win is technically the same as getting 30 individual kills. So obviously the win is much easier to get 60 points. So that means this format is a very placement heavy format, which favours consistently getting deep into end games and getting high points through placement rather than high elimination games. Now in terms of a points estimate, I reckon to qualify, and this is only a prediction, predictions will be way more accurate and we will know much more after the first one of these solo series takes place, when we know the amount of players that will queue up. But in terms of my prediction, I think you will need anywhere from 330 to 360 points to qualify, but to be exact, I reckon it will fall around the 350 point range. Now remember, you only need to get these 350 points in 4 of your 6 weeks that you play in order to be one of the top 100 players that makes it through to the finals. It doesn't matter if you get 0 points in your other 2 weeks, as long as you get 4 good weeks of play where you reach the points target. Now this tournament has a 1x PR multiplier, so that means you get 5 PR for placing in the top 7,500, and obviously the higher up you place, this increases. For example, if you place in the top 1,000, you get 20 PR. But that's everything you need to know about the format and also the points estimate. Now let's move on to talking about a potential strategy and also tips that you can use in the solo series in order to qualify through to the solo series finals. Now it is going to be 10 games over 3 hours, like a regular solo cash cup that we had in chapter 6 season 1, and you're looking for an average of 1 to 2 wins, I would say, in order to get 350 points. However, of course, getting wins isn't 100% necessary if you regularly get into the top 5, but it certainly makes it easier, as the win alone is plus 7 points. Now points only improve inside the top 3, so before that, even getting to the top 4, for example, is only plus 1 point. So getting to the top 2 and getting the win is absolutely crucial, because for example, there's only a 4-point difference between coming 10th in a game and coming 5th in a game, whereas there's a 5 points difference between coming 1st in the game and 3rd alone. So it's really important that you do get into that top 3. Now in terms of your 10 games, so the first 2 to 3 games, I would look to play a bit more aggressive and aim to drop a 5 to 10 kill win in one of your first 2 or 3 games. Now the reason for this is because this is low elo, so you're likely to play against bad players depending on how many people queue up, so this will allow you to shoot up the leaderboard very fast. Now you need to capitalize again while you are in low elo lobbies, so even if you die off spawn in your first game, I'd continue to try and get a 5 to 10 kill win for the next 1 to 2 games until you've played 3 games. If you're unsuccessful, then you should be in such low elo lobbies that you still should be able to pull it off. Now, once you've got this 5 to 10 kill win, from there you should be in much higher elo games, which are going to be a lot more stacked, as the quality of the player will be higher, so therefore the lobby will much more stay alive. Therefore, what you need to do is look to rotate dead side and try avoid mid-game fights, as this is the worst time to go down. You could even look to play Storm if necessary, because it's unlikely that these games go down to a heal off, so therefore you don't need to worry about Storm sickness. I would recommend playing ultra defensive and try to get inside that top 3 where the points go up, and this can be done through just conservative conserving your mats and doing good rotations. Again, I will be dropping strategy videos on the solo series very soon. These will be a weekly occurrence once we have had the first solo series cup on Thursday, so make sure you are subscribed ready for that. Now, a quick note is that if someone does key you on the dead side of the map, they likely ain't going to be the best fighter, and that's because they are also trying to play passive, so note that their confidence is probably fake. So my advice to you would be very confident in holding your own within a fight, and that is because the player won't be that great. So I would try and slow down the fight if possible till they disengage, or you can, because if you do get into a long and drawn out mid-game fight, you're both going to use all your mats and both of you are going to set yourselves up for a bad game. So simply just box up, use the snail technique and try and slow down the fight. A third party will either come in, giving you the opportunity to disengage, or your opponent will realize that you're slowing down the fight and disengage themselves. Now, I would recommend that spending 10 minutes in a game just to go down around the 50 to 60 player mark is the worst thing that you can do. So if you are having a bad setup off spawn, maybe look to play a bit more aggressive to see if you can secure game-winning loot. And if you go down, then it doesn't matter too much. But spending 10 to 15 minutes a game to go down between like 40 and 60 players is terrible, because you've spent a lot of time and only gained around 10 points. So I'd be really careful, as this is the worst thing that can happen in this tournament, as you're spending a lot of time for not so much points, so therefore it's likely to push you down on the leaderboard. That's all I've got for now. If you do have any questions, pop them in the comments down below and I'll make sure to reply to you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for the strategy videos coming very soon. Peace out from me.